Elizabeth at A Literary Princess, and today I'm going to be talking about what I read for Picture This 2023. Picture This is a readathon hosted by Shelley Swearingen and Jack from Spreadbook Joy, and the whole point of it is to read picture books. And I was so excited when I saw the announcement for this because I have been in a really bad reading slump, and I was like, picture books can get me out of this reading slump. And they did. But also I have a bunch of illustrated fairy tales that I own, that I collect, that I haven't read yet actually, and that I wanted to read. So this seemed like the perfect opportunity for me. There were 6 prompts for this, each one word. Shelley's prompts were silly, funny, and pink. Jack's prompts were hope, yellow, and movement. So I actually have ones that work for all of those. Didn't mean to, forgot there were prompts until I was looking to make sure I got all the info right. I was like, oh, hey, I think I can make those work, and I have. So I read 5 picture books. Let's jump into it. The first one that I read is actually a reread. I was first introduced to this book in a children's literature course in my undergraduate degree. This is Snow White, the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, of course. Translated from the German by Paul Hines and with pictures drawn by Trina Schart-Hyman, who I am obsessed with because, I mean, you can just tell from the cover, this art is gorgeous. So I gave this 5 stars, if you're wondering. It is probably my favorite picture book ever. It is an ex-library copy, so I get stuff like that in it. It also has some pages falling out. I should have sprung for the hardcover edition, but I didn't, so. What I really love about this is how dark the images are, because this is a very dark fairy tale. So the stepmother especially, I love. So this is her at the beginning, and then she kind of progressively gets crazier looking and crazier looking, until at the end, let me get to the page, she looks like this. I just love how dark these images are. I think they suit the fairy tale so perfectly. I also really appreciate that Snow White ages over the course of this. She starts off looking like a little girl, and then when the prince wakes her up, she is a bit older looking, which makes things much less creepy. Sorry that the pages are falling out. It's my biggest sadness in life, to be honest. When I opened it, I got it from Thrift Books, I opened it and went to look through it, and the page immediately fell out. I was just heartbroken. The prompt that I'm associating with this one is yellow, and the queen has a golden mirror. She also has yellow hair, although you can't see it in that picture. Here you go. The queen is a blonde, and she also has a golden mirror. I hope you can see these images at least somewhat well. This was definitely my favorite, and it was the first one, but it was also the only reread. Next up, I read Baba Yaga and Vasilisa the Brave, retold by Marianne Mayer and illustrated by K.Y. Craft. Again, another ex-library copy. My cat has joined us. Hi, Pippin. You're not supposed to be up here. You don't seem to care. I gave this book 4 stars. The illustrations are positively stunning. Let me get to a good one. Vasilisa the Beautiful is a Russian fairy tale, one that includes Baba Yaga, of course, who is also so creepy in this book. Scary, absolutely terrifying. Oh my word. Yikes. So scary. I really loved the illustrations in this one. However, it's only 4 stars because I had a little bit of an issue with it, which is that in the fairy tales, Baba Yaga's hut is on chicken legs, and they leave the chicken legs out of this, and that makes me so sad because that's literally one of my favorite parts about Baba Yaga stories, is her chicken-legged hut. It's not in the illustrations and it's not mentioned in the text. So that knocked it down a star for me. I have two prompts for this one, both revolving around the same character, I guess we'll call her. And that is Vasilisa's little doll, pictured down here. So I have chosen for this the prompts silly and hope. So first of all, the idea of this talking, moving doll that can do all these chores is kind of silly, let's be honest. But the doll also offers Vasilisa some hope in her very dreadful situation, both in Baba Yaga's hut, but also at home with her stepmother, who is very cruel to her. So, an excellent addition. I would love to see more illustrated works by KY Craft. I don't know what else she's done. The third book that I read is The Goose Girl, which is a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, and it was illustrated by Sabine Brunchen. And does it say who retold it? Adapted by Anthea Bell. So this is literally the only illustrated version of The Goose Girl I've ever seen in my life. And I really love this cover, and I like the colored pencil style that that Brunchen has drawn this with. However, while the characters look great from the side, like in an image like this, they look really weird from the front. I don't know what it is. I love the style, like the actual colored pencil look and whatnot. I love the coloring, but the way that the characters' faces are just kind of weird me out. Like, I don't know. So I only gave this 3 stars. It's a great fairy tale, a favorite of mine. And the illustrations, I like aspects of them, but the faces are just so weird. And that's not even the last time we're gonna see this in this video. So the prompt that I am associating with this one is movement. And that is because in the fairy tale, the princess sings to the wind and has the wind blow away the hat of Conrad the Goose Boy, who is trying to steal a lock of her hair. And that is just a great image there. It's actually on the back of the book with the hat flying away. Next up is another one with weird faces. This is Many Furs. This is a Brothers Grimm story. It is also basically the same story as Charles Perrault's Donkey Skin. This is retold and illustrated by Jacqueline Ilya Sage. And when I saw this, I had to get it because this is not a story that gets illustrated for children because it involves incest. The king tries to marry his daughter, who then runs away. Like, you don't see this aimed at children nowadays. So when I saw an illustrated copy of this online, I was like, I need to find that because it's the only one I'm ever gonna get. So I do really like some aspects of the drawings, again, like how very medieval it looks. Here's Dead Queen. However, the people are really weird looking. So strange looking. I mean, that's kind of nightmare fuel. It's kind of nightmare fuel. So I ultimately only gave this 3 stars. Again, a wonderful fairy tale, and I love aspects of it. Again, these are done in colored pencil. And from the side, the characters don't always look so horrifying, although sometimes they definitely do. But like the princess doesn't look too bad here. I also love the inclusion of animals all throughout. Like, look at this dog and this cat over here. So I appreciate that, but ultimately the faces on the characters are really weird. So 3 stars only. This one I have used the prompt pink because, as you can see in this image of her crying because her dad wants to marry her, the under part of her dress is pink, and also that's a gorgeous dress and I want it. So yeah, very strange. The final book that I read was Snow White and Rose Red, illustrated by, illustrated by Kelly Vivanco and retold by Callie George. Snow White and Rose Red has always been a kind of a favorite fairy tale of mine since I was a kid. And I used to have an illustrated edition in a bind up with several other fairy tales that was at my grandparents' house. And then they cleaned out the room and gave away all my books. And there went my Snow White and Rose Red. So when I found this one on Thrift Books, I jumped at the chance to get it because it is very pretty. It's very highly stylized. Let me see if I can get a good one. Highly stylized. And I like it quite a bit. I ultimately gave this one 4 stars. I do love the illustrations, but there are a few moments where the dresses that the girls are wearing seem really modern and felt a bit out of place to me. Like I could walk down the street in that and happily would. Actually, both of those. But it just felt a little bit odd to me. However, this is a great edition. Love the illustrations. Love the contrasts of the red and the whites throughout. For this, the prompt that I am choosing is funny. And that is because in Snow White and Rose Red, we have the ungrateful dwarf, who is an absolute jackass, to be frank. And the girls come across him in several absolutely ridiculous positions. His beard is trapped under a log. His beard gets tangled in his fishing line, and he gets grabbed up by a bird. And honestly, it's just pretty hysterical. And the girls always save him, and then he gets mad at them for something. Like, they cut his beard to free him from the fishing line in the tree. He's like, "You cut off my beautiful beard, you horrible children, how could you?" It's like, well, my guy. Okay, you want to get pulled into the water by the fish that's attached to your fishing line and drown? Or would you rather not and have no beard? I don't know. It's just very funny, so that is what I chose for this prompt. And those are all the books that I read for Picture This 2023. Thank you so much to Shelley and Jack for hosting this. I had so much fun, and it helped get me out of my reading slump. So, what did you read for Picture This 2023? Have you read any of these picture books that I've talked about? What are some of your favorite picture books? It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.